In the heart of a secluded valley, nestled between two towering mountain ranges, lay a village named Morrow's End. The village was as old as time itself, surrounded by dense, ancient woods that seemed to breathe with a life of their own. The villagers had lived there for generations, bound by an unspoken pact with the woods that bordered their homes, a pact of silence and respect. For as long as anyone could remember, the whispering woods had been shrouded in mystery and fear. The elders of Morrow's End often spoke in hushed tones of the creatures that lived within, beings of darkness and shadow that were neither human nor beast. These creatures, it was said, could steal a man's soul with a glance, their whispers driving even the strongest minds to madness. No one dared enter the woods, not even the bravest hunters, for those who did never returned. As the sun set each day, the villagers would lock their doors, draw their curtains, and light their candles, hoping the light would keep the darkness at bay. The woods, however, were always alive with sounds, soft whispers that floated on the wind, rustling leaves that moved with no breeze, and faint cries that seemed to come from deep within the earth. The villagers learned to live with these sounds, accepting them as part of their lives. But one summer, as the days grew longer and the nights hotter, the whispers in the woods grew louder. They became more distinct, almost as if they were calling out to the villagers, urging them to enter the forest. Some of the younger villagers, driven by curiosity and the bravado of youth, began to talk of exploring the woods, of discovering the source of the whispers. The elders, with fear in their eyes, warned them against such foolishness. One evening, as the village gathered in the small square to celebrate the midsummer festival, a young man named Alaric stood before the crowd. Alaric was strong and handsome, known for his bravery and skill in hunting. He had always been drawn to the woods, fascinated by the mystery they held, and that night, emboldened by the ale and the cheers of his friends, he declared that he would venture into the whispering woods and return to tell the tale. The villagers fell silent, their faces pale with fear, but Alaric's friends cheered him on, urging him to prove his courage. Ignoring the warnings of the elders, Alaric set off towards the edge of the woods, his torch burning brightly in the gathering darkness. The villagers watched in silence as he disappeared among the trees, his figure swallowed by the shadows. For hours, the village waited, the festival forgotten. The whispers in the woods grew louder, more insistent, as if the creatures within were aware of Alaric's presence. Midnight came and went, and still, there was no sign of the young man. The villagers began to murmur among themselves, fear creeping into their hearts. The elders, their faces grim, knew what was to come. As the first light of dawn began to break, a figure emerged from the woods. It was Alaric, but he was not the same. His clothes were torn, his face pale and gaunt, his eyes wide with terror. He stumbled into the village, his breath ragged, his body trembling. The villagers rushed to him, but as they drew near, they recoiled in horror. Alaric's skin was covered in deep, black veins that pulsed with an unnatural light, as if something dark and terrible had taken root within him. His mouth moved, but the words that came out were not his own. They were the whispers of the woods, speaking through him, a chorus of voices that chilled the blood. "The woods are alive," Alaric whispered, his voice a mixture of his own and something else, something ancient and malevolent. "They hunger, they wait, they are coming." Before the villagers could react, Alaric collapsed to the ground, his body convulsing violently. The black veins spread across his skin, and with a final, agonized scream, he burst into flames, his body consumed by a fire that left nothing but ash.